let's try one more. We're going to move to hostile teacher. Okay? Same scenario. Okay? All right, we talked, and Kenneth, you need to get in on this now. Your classmates have been dominating. Now, Barack Obama can only serve one more term. Any idea who might be running again, or might be running next time? There's no official announcement, but just give me your name.
Maybe Hillary Clinton?
I told you to stop poking her or touching her. You know what? I had your brother in here 2 years ago, and he was just as bad as you are. Does it come from the family or something? What do you mean? Do you think this is funny? You think this is funny? This isn't funny. This is education. I'm going to call Miss Williams down here right now. You'll see what's funny then. Keep your hands to yourself. I might do something about it. Cut. We've seen, if not that, things similar to that. Things similar to that. I actually, as a 9th grader, it wasn't hostile, but it was a little bit in reverse. It was kind of deflating for me. General science, about the 3rd week of school, we had one of those chapter tests. Took the test. I don't know. I probably got about 78 on or something like that. Mr. Bristow, still remember his name? He came around, gives you great advocates. Bonestang, whole class. Bonestang. You got a brother that goes to school here? All right, Bonestangel, B-O-H-N-S-T-E-N-G-E-L. If it was Smith, I would have said, yes, sir. I can understand the confusion. Bonestangel? There were 3 of us in the school. I'm thinking to myself, I'm a 14-year-old 9th grader. You got a brother that goes to this school, got the same last name? I want to say, duh. So then he compounds my embarrassment by saying, your brother never saw a 78. He never turned in a 78 to me. Everything he turned into me was way north of a 78. Why don't you try a little bit harder and be like your brother? Get an A next time. And walked off. I'm thinking, what a jerk. I'm 14. What a jerk. And all my buddies looking, I guess he louted you out. He did one up on me. Now, granted, I probably was goofing around that previous 3 weeks. I probably was, no, I couldn't have been poking a girl because we were girls on one side of the road, boys on the other side. Until I was in 11th grade, they changed it. Anyway, so that's, that kind of hostile behavior is counterproductive. And to this day, there's a teacher or two in high school I can't remember. But I certainly remember the outstanding ones. I still remember Sister Vincent in 12th grade, what we called PAD, P-A-D, Problems in American Democracy. I remember Coach Harrison, on fire U.S. history teacher. He's the guy that inspired me. I remember Mr. Bristow. I remember him too. Be that as it may, that's the hostile teacher. You may be getting your needs met, but you're not motivating those students intrinsically or otherwise. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the proactive, assertive teacher. We've talked a little bit about presidents. We didn't say anything about vice presidents. Either name the current vice president or any vice president that you can remember. Again, Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Now we'll ask, what political party is Barack Obama? What political party does Barack Obama and Joe Biden represent?
They represented the Democratic Party.
Yep. Can't do the study in class. I told you. Hands to yourself. You understand? Cut. You go up to the student two things that happen there. Besides the understand, what did I also use? Calm voice. Proximity. Now, I'll demonstrate one last thing to you. Yeah, this is the last time. She didn't want to be on stage. We talked about the Democratic Party. What's the other dominant political party? The other political party. Name the other dominant political party.
It's the Republican.
Republican Party. Kim, you will keep your hands to yourself. This is the last time we do it. You need to keep your hands to yourself. Do you understand? Yes, that's right. Okay. What I should ask Kenneth to do too is fold his hands when he got the impression or the feeling that I meant business. Okay, if I had done that, at what point did you really feel that I meant business as a teacher?
Like when you started getting closer.
Closer?
Mm-hmm.
Eye contact is very important. You don't, Kenneth, I'm telling you, do not be reluctant to make the eye contact. It means so much. When you go into the bank, you're asking for a loan, that banker's going to be looking right at you, I hope. That transaction, he makes eye contact. It's not intimidating. It's sending the message that I'm sincere, I mean something. Calm voice, you can use a hand gesture. This can be unnerving to a student. It can tell them that I mean business. As opposed to, I did this the other day too, and I meant this in a kind, appreciative way. There was 3 or 4 of us around talking. And it wasn't Carrie, it was somebody else. I was sitting right next to me, and I said, you know, you did that one thing before, and the teacher looked at me, and her eyes got real big. Gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Waving that finger. You do that to a kid, and it's sending almost a threatening message, a hostile message. You go like this. I mean business. Okay, that's what you're communicating. Don't describe the behavior, describe the expectation. You ought to keep your hands to yourself. Okay, thank you. Give him a big hand. Okay. In conjunction with the teacher creed, every teacher has, in our school, a classroom plan that is composed of 3 main sections and a statement concerning the severe clause. You want to have no more than 5. We recommend 5. And this is a plan that at our school and other schools that use this behavior management plan is a plan that is drafted by you, you confer with your administrator, and then it's approved, the 2 of you jointly approve it. Here are samples of some rules. Follow directions, be seated before the bell, bring pen, pencil, paper, keep hands, feet, objects to self, no name calling, put downs, harassment, bullying, no food, drink, doing makeup, headgear, electronics. Those are your classroom rules. And once again, those are really developed in conjunction with your administrator. It's approved by your administrator. Every classroom can be different. Now, understand this. This is what happens in your classroom. These are rules for your classroom, those 4 sacred walls. Not out in the hallway. No running in the hallway. That's not. Get to class on time. Be seated before the bell. No shouting in the hallway. No. No food or drink in the hallway. No. We've got hallway rules. We've got school rules.
that we post up here. Should be on the outside of the, yeah. There's the rules on the, it's posted, one of them is posted on the door right by Tardy Suite. So there are classroom rules that apply to commons areas, like the hallways, cafeteria, things of that nature. You're concerned about your classroom. And the reason you work with your administrator on that is to make certain that these are rules that are enforceable. They're general rules. And we say 5. We don't want you to be redundant. I learned that too as a first-time teacher. I had those classroom rules. And the first one I put up, I had about 10, 12 rules. Come on. The principal came out and said, God, you condense those. Here's the positives. Remember, you got rules, you got positives, you got consequences. Here's some verbal praise, notes home, calls, emails to parents, individual recognition, class-wide recognition. Y'all do any of those? If everybody gets at least an 85 on the test, then you get a pizza party. Or if we don't have any tardies this whole week, y'all get some reward. I've seen this more than once. They actually did this at my elementary school. Some teachers pass this on. This really isn't part of this behavior management plan, but it's just a little technique you can use. Used to use, I don't know, maybe you'll have seen this. Little links. Start the link at the top. Class goals. When you reach the bottom, bam, your class reward. Music, mystery motivator, test buddy. We've done this also. I've seen teachers use this when you talk about test buddy. Middle of a big exam, 9 weeks exam, or even a smaller one. First time I saw something, talk to the teacher about it. All right, you got 7 minutes, halfway through the test. It's test buddy time. Test buddy time. Hook up with your test buddy. Prearranged test buddy. And you could go to your test buddy. Dang it. This one right here. Number 5. I had no idea where to start with that. And it's like I got to write 4 sentences on Barack Obama. Come on, all I can put down is he's the president. Can you help me with that? Daniel says, yeah, guess what? He says, name another political party. All I know is the Democrats and the Republicans. Put down a gun party or something? I don't know. So the 2 of us are allowed to discuss one question. Boom. And you move on. First time I saw that, teacher, can you talk to me? Come on. They don't allow that on the SAT. No, they don't. But this isn't a standardized test. They don't allow it on the HSAT. But I'm trying to work in collegial communication among the students. And if you do it right, I know that Marcus and Daniel really haven't been the best of friends. They're not enemies. I wouldn't put blood enemies with each other, but it also facilitates communication among different peoples. So, test buddy. Homework pass, you know what those are. Electronic time, test exemption, teacher answer, and games. So there's all kind of positives. Once again, I would say for the elementary and middle school, there's a lot more of that than we see at the high school level. Consequences. Here's 5 consequences. We use what is called an accountability book. It's part of the book that you'll receive. An accountability book, if a student is given warning, Marcus, I told you to keep your hands to yourself. I already told you that. I need for you to come up here and sign the accountability book. So he goes up there. That's the first step. He goes up, he's got accountability logs up on the desk. He puts down Marcus, and it shows what the behavior was, not following directions, something like that. Teacher initials it. That's it, warning. Rather than say, I've warned you before. I've warned you before. Last out. We use this a lot in high school. You could use it to a different degree in elementary and middle, I think. You ever held a kid back in class? Hold them in? Okay, can't go to recess? Or hold you back for 5 minutes before you go on to the next thing? we don't do that in high school, but what we do in the high school level, which is powerful, I didn't believe it till I actually saw it, powerful. Bell rings, you got 5 minutes to get to class. I'm not going to make you tardy, but you're the last one to be allowed out of this class. Everybody's got to leave before you leave. Daniel has already got it prearranged. Between first and second period, his girlfriend is right around the corner. Boop! They can say, I love you, I love you, I love you, and they go on to class. It ain't going to happen today, Daniel, because she's not going to get another tardy. She ain't got a tardy, not another. She ain't got a tardy all year long. So she stands in the corner. She's waiting on Daniel, waiting on Daniel. Shh, man, he must go somewhere. She takes off. All right, Daniel, last out. You go. Man, where's my... Last out works. Okay. When you get down to 3, you can do all of these, and value time, which is any extra time that the class is allowed, parental involvement, and administrative referral. Those are the ways, when we use the accountability book, we are then empowering the teacher to manage that classroom. We're empowering the teacher to manage the classroom. Whereas in the past, at the first level, Marcus, if I remember correctly, I told you to keep your hands to yourself yesterday and the day before. I've warned you. That's enough. You're disrupting class. See, I got to stop. I'm doing a discipline referral. And many times what happens, public rules, private discipline, the whole class stops. Marcus, I'm doing a discipline referral. Marcus might say, so? Or Marcus might say, do 2 of them. Okay, I will. Not only disrupting class, you're being disrespectful and argumentative. Boom, 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 boom. Get out of class. Bam. The money man. Okay? That might be Marcus's first referral. So let's say it is. He was disruptive, disobedient, argumentative, disrespectful. I can tell you from an assistant principal's standpoint, I look at Marcus's record for that year. He comes down, it's October, hadn't had a thing.
So that's where you talk about fairness,
Right.
early on, that's where I said I struggle with that in that area.
Yeah.
Because if it's a kid that is always doing what he or she's supposed to do, you know, I was somewhat reluctant to write the kid up or put the kid out.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other hand, if the kid's that's constantly doing, you know, so that's when you mentioned fairness early, and I said I struggle with that area. It's kind of
And that's what the accountability book is for. You've got record. You're being firm, fair, and consistent. You're being fair. You got the appearance of fairness because I had to warn you. Now, verbally, I want you to write down the accountability book. It's not. I'm warning you. I don't want to have to warn you again. Move on. A week later, did I warn? I can't remember. Yeah. See. You won't send her down because you like her. You don't like me. Every time I open my mouth, I get a warning and I get sent out. Yeah. Accountability. Accountability. Use that accountability. That law. Accountability.
What? Explain value time.
Value time is. Have you ever used free time in the classroom? Okay, now we're gonna. We got another 10 minutes. You can take out any book of your choosing.
get on the computer.
Get on the computer. Computer time. We got a little library over there. You can pull out a magazine. First graders, you might color. Is coloring time?
Or recess. You get an extra 5 minutes for recess because you.
Extra, very good. Extra 5 minutes for recess. Not only you. What does it say there? Individual and class-wide for positives. You can do that too. That's the value time. So the consequence is, well, you have to write your name in the log, your last out, and any value time. You forget it. Everybody else is leaving to go to lunch and recess. You're going to go to lunch, but they've shortened your recess because that's going to take away some of your value time. One of the things that I'll mention to you also is this usually comes, well, this was the first thing that our high school teachers ask. Well, that's all well and good, but you know what? Let's suppose Monday, student gets a warning. Tuesday, I had to give him a warning. He signed the book, he went down, 5 minutes later he's poking somebody. I gotta tell him, last out, and then he poked somebody again. And I said, you already hit 3, and you got those again, another warning, you gotta write you're gonna be the last out today and tomorrow, and I'm gonna take away any value time? How many times does a kid have to do this? Get to level 3, he could do this every day, right? And you're not gonna write a referral. No, we're not. Remember, our objective is not necessarily to decrease the number of referrals that you write or that the administrators take. What is our objective in this whole plan? One thing.
Students to learn. Students to learn.
And maximize, and the only way you can get them to learn, the best way to get them to learn is maximize your teaching time. So that's a valid observation, maximize your teaching time. So if you have to keep doing this every day, or every other day, it ain't no good, it's not working. So, when you set a period of time, 2 weeks, a week, no less than a week, they get to level 3, you say, okay, you hit level 3 this week, next week, if you are doing the same things, here's the accountability book you had to sign because you were touching people, you were last out, that didn't seem to bother you. You did both of those. Next week you touch somebody, you go to level 4 automatically. I've got the accountability book. It's not arbitrary. There it is. You start, a sign right here, you start level 4 next week. Keep your hands to yourself, because if you touch somebody next week, we don't do this all over again. Nuh-uh. I'm calling mama. I'm calling mama. And we're going to get parent involved. Might even set up, I might not even call them. I might have the guidance counselor call them. But be that as it may, we're all going to be involved. So then, all it takes is 2 of those. Boom, boom. And that can be within that one period too. So, at the heart of this, all of this, is the classroom plan. Now, the final thing is severe clause. Severe clause, well, there it is. Fighting, vandalism, overt defiance, stopping class from functioning. That is a severe clause. So if you've got 2 kids in the class, I told you to stop touching her, Kenneth, and she says, touch me again. I said, touch me again and see what happens. Okay, before you can get over there, Kenneth, I told you to keep your hands to yourself. Right? Calm voice, you walk away. Yeah, touch me again, see what happens. Boom, back. No, you don't say, sign the accountability book. No, you need to, that's a severe clause, and you need, of course, to address that. That would happen in your school anyway. If you got 2 kids that are getting ready to, or actually are, fighting each other, Miss Pat comes down usually right away. Or somebody does, okay? Vandalism in the classroom. My little 2nd grade, my oldest daughter, she was 2nd grade. She was developmentally delayed. She was having trouble reading, writing. She was getting there, but she was delayed. Okay? And we were working with her and forming her letters and learning new words. And we get a call. I'm the principal. What do you mean I got a call? I was the principal. And my daughter's in school, Miss Peoples. God rest her soul. Miss Shirley Peoples. Great 2nd grade teacher. Mr. Bonsack, please come on down. Your daughter's been involved in vandalism. What? Laura? Get out of here. Get out. Yeah. Laura's standing by the what? What are you doing?
See what she wrote on the table there on the desk? A-S-S. She had learned that word. Guess where she learned it from? Come on now, it's in there.
Classmates. Don't.
In the bathroom stall.
How about the Bible?
That's right.
Oh.
He wrote in on an ass, did he not? Now they've cleaned it up. It's a donkey now.
Some still say that.
And she would go to daycare sometimes after, and the lady there had this Bible-based curriculum. Loved Miss Jean. She loved Miss Jean. And they read these passages, and she learned it from the Bible. She thought she was okay. Yes. So, Miss Peoples. I don't know if that was a severe clause, but it's an example. And I found out it was the second time she'd done it. Miss Peoples had, please don't do that, Lord. She didn't. Overt defiance, stopping class from functioning. Okay?